felt clearer, and it felt like I'm ready. I'm prepared for this moment. Like, I'm no longer in the minors. I'm in the majors, baby. I am in the major leagues. Welcome, my people, my squad. I am your host, Lillian, aka Lily Like the Flower, aka Fiyah Lils and Fiyah Life on all social media platforms. So please like, follow, subscribe, all of that. And welcome to Fireside Chat. This is episode 2. As you know, or maybe not, welcome to anyone new out there that is just now tuning in. Fiyah Life is a platform all about self-improvement, self-care, self-love, and all of the not so cute moments and lessons in between that we experience to reach ultimate healing. Sometimes it'll be from my perspective or from my special guests that I will be having on this very show. So if that's something you are interested in, grab a seat and let's get to healing. Okay, so as you see from the title, I will be dropping my 7 basic tips to starting a business. When I first quit my job, I went in completely blind. I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that I was ready to go and just start fresh, whatever that meant at the time, and take it from there. So this journey of starting my own business has been a lot of newness. To say the least. These 7 steps that I'm about to give you guys are a lot of things that I was aware of. I just didn't know where they belonged in the process. So I never really started doing any of them or applying them to my business simply because I just didn't have the knowledge, or I didn't take the time to educate myself and move forward with doing any of these things. Comment below if you can relate. Let me just break down these 7 tips for you guys so I could hopefully make this process a lot easier for the next person, or for anyone that was in my shoes that is operating as a sole proprietor or just wants to take it to the next level and, level up. So here we go. So the first thing you want to do when honestly starting anything new, whether it's buying a home or your dream car, or starting a new job or new career, you want to know and have a clear understanding as to what your why is. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you starting a business? Is it to fulfill a childhood dream? Is it to retire your parents one day, for you to retire early, to have more location independence, to be your own boss and experience that? Or do you just have this amazing idea, product, invention that can only be done if you handle it as the boss on your own? Do any of these resonate with you? So be clear with what your why is and update your why. It could change over time. And it doesn't necessarily have to stay the same. You can always add to it, or maybe you already fulfilled your first why and now you're on to the next. And having a clear understanding of your why will be your savior for those days when you just don't feel like doing anything, or you're unmotivated, you're discouraged, you feel like you're taking L after L after L, or all your money is just depleting so fast. At least for me, when I look to my why, as to why I'm doing this today, why I'm running my business, why I'm taking these risks, I reevaluate, okay, let me take a step back. Let me go take a nap. Let me go drink some water. Maybe I need to go on a vacation. Maybe I do need a legitimate break. Whatever the case may be, when I'm reminded of my why, I'm like, okay, I got this. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to pivot. I'm going to do whatever it takes to just press on because this is what needs to be done. Honestly, the minute I became more clear with my why, things just started to fall into place in the oddest and most amazing way possible. And even when I did encounter those moments where I was just feeling pressure, feeling down, it was when I remembered my why, my whys, because it's plural, I have a few. I was like, okay, Let me just center myself and keep going. Just keep going. Little increments make for a big impact. So having your clear why will just make this process a lot easier moving forward. Okay, so once you have a clear understanding as to what your why is, the next step is to understand the industry that you're working in. Understanding the industry that you're working in, as well as doing research, studying, reading, asking a lot of questions as to exactly what you need, because every business is different. Unless, are you starting a restaurant? You want to factor in like your budget and things of that nature, because you'll find yourself just spending money all the time, feeding into the business, feeding into your goals. And sometimes a lot of the money that you're throwing at whatever it is that you're trying to cover ends up not being right. So just keep in mind like all of the little steps that will follow these bigger steps that I'm sharing with you guys. So now you have your why, you know what industry you're going into. What's your business name? Do you have a website? Buy the domain. Buy all the domains that are connected to your industry, whether it's the misspelled version of the name or .co, .life, .io, .org, whatever it is, whatever fits into your budget and whatever you feel is necessary, buy it. So for instance, if you wanted to buy, let's say FiyahLife.com, go there right now. So let's say you wanted to buy FiyahLife.com and it's available, but you're also like, okay, maybe I want to buy a .org as well. Brainstorm business names and domain names so you can eventually build out a website and all the marketing and promotion and ads that will follow, logos, things like that. Like I said, there are a lot of steps when it comes to running a business. These are just the 7 basic ones on the surface level. I'm not going to get into every single detail. If you want me to, comment below and I will definitely make that video. But for now, what's your business name? And do you have a website link? You just have to buy the URL. You can go to GoDaddy.com, Namecheap, and just do a search, see if it's available, and buy it. For the most part, they're usually about $2 a year, and then they go up to $10, $15 a year after that. You could sometimes get a deal or a discount when it's that time to renew it. So just keep those things in mind as well to add to your budget of things that you have to pay for. So you got your why, you have the industry, you have your business name and a website URL. Next, I suggest you get an LLC. What is that? Well, it's a limited liability company. Long story short, it just separates your business from your personal life. So if anything, God forbid, were to happen to your business where someone wanted to sue you, they would only be suing the business and not you personally. You definitely want to consult with an attorney before you make any of these steps. Do your research. A lot of this information is online. If you live in San Francisco, I will put the links to get an LLC here in San Francisco. But for the most part, all you have to do is just search LLC in the city that you live in or the county. And most likely they'll have a step-by-step process on how to do it, what it actually is, what your protections are. If you're doing it in a partnership, because you're going to need different forms if you are doing things in a partnership, there's something called an Articles of Organization, which breaks down basically if you're in a team or in a collective. So those are different steps. Like I said, that there's several steps in between these basic 7 steps that you would have to encounter. But do your research, ask a lot of questions. If you have access and the funds to speak to an attorney, I highly suggest you do that. They can also fill out the paperwork for you on your behalf. We are moving along, people. We have our why. We have the industry we want to work in. We have our business name and domain name. Bam. Now we have our LLC. So what's next? You want to get what is called an EIN, an employee ID number. And in short, it's basically your business social security number. This is the number you would give for your taxes, to open bank accounts, or anytime it's asked of you in regards to your business. So you only need to get one number for life. You don't have to get another one unless for whatever reason, maybe you lost it or forgot it. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure you could look it up online, but definitely save your paperwork. Anytime you fill out something online, whether it's for your LLC, your EIN, save copies to your desktop, to a folder, an online folder, print it. If you have a printer, go to Kinko's, Office Max, Office Depot, whatever you got to do. I have hard copies, 2 hard copies of everything. It's on my cloud drive, it's on my desktop, it's in my phone. These are very important papers that you want to keep handy because it's your business. It's not just these random applications you're filling out. This is like, you're dealing with the feds now, okay? So you definitely don't want to play around when it comes to having these numbers and your papers organized. So just a little pro tip there. So as I mentioned previously, with your EIN, that number will also be associated with taxes as well as when you want to open a business account. So I definitely suggest opening a business account, which will be under your LLC. I'm banking with Chase currently because when I asked around, a lot of people either went with a credit union, online banking platforms, but the majority were saying to go with a major bank simply because if you need a transaction done over the weekend, you have access to several locations. Even when you're traveling internationally, you're more likely to bump into a Chase bank than you would be a smaller credit union or smaller name brand branches. So the benefit of having a business account is just it keeps your money separate and it prevents you from getting caught up in things such as commingling or fraud or any of that stuff that could land you behind bars or end up owing a lot more money to the government that you would really want to be honest, because you're already paying a hefty fee being your own boss. So keep that in mind. I always put away at least 30% of anything I make just to be safe. I would rather have more money at the end of the tax quarter or annually, however you pay it, than less. Definitely open a bank account, and you would want to have all of your paperwork in order with your LLC. If you have a business email, you're going to present them with that. They're going to ask you a lot of questions because they're going to want to verify the business. So just don't feel like you're being personally attacked or that they don't believe you. It's just a process. It's just how it is. They're going to grill you in a sense. But my bankers were very nice and patient, and they kept reassuring me like, oh, we have to do this. This is a part of the process. It's not that I don't believe you, but it's just the banks behind the scenes, the computers, the systems, the government, they want to make sure that they are housing a legitimate business, which is why you have your LLC, you have your EIN, you have your social security number. All of that would just make that process a lot easier. Okay, so if you plan on running different arms of your business, so your DBA or your fictitious business name is a pseudonym that lives under your LLC. So you don't have to name all of your businesses Jane Doe LLC or whatever the case may be. You can have different arms that live under that LLC but operate under your DBA. I hope that makes sense. I will put links below on how to do that here in San Francisco. I'm currently in the process of finishing up my DBA paperwork, but I was able to do a lot of it online. Thankfully, San Francisco had a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. And I was able to just follow it step by step. Their website was really easy to use. But keep in mind, all of these applications cost money, so you will be paying different fees for each application that you have to fill out. San Francisco also requires that you run a 4-week ad. I don't know if that happens in other counties, but like I said, living in California, especially San Francisco, there's a lot of intricate details that aren't told to you right up front. So that's why we're here, guys. That's where we're vibing. I'm trying to help you, trying to help me help you, and vice versa. So once you have your DBA all set up, then you're in business, guys. You have a full-fledged business. Are you done? No. Did you get a lot of the big steps out of the way? Yes. Yes, you did. And you need to celebrate each win. If you're able to accomplish these 7 things, applaud yourself, because it's not easy. I took courses back in March, and I'm just now, it is August, depending on when you're watching this video, it is August. It has taken me months to wrap my head around this whole process, to commit to what type of business I actually want to run. And if I want to start a new business, I had to get through all of my hurdles first. So I was basically stuck at step number 2 for the longest time. Because long story short, when I quit my job back in 2008, I was ready to quit real estate. I was willing to just start fresh, but an opportunity that I had manifested presented itself, and it has afforded me this opportunity to run my own business, to work from home, and I haven't turned back. Then, you know, the panini happened in 2020. Here I am at home. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what I want to do. 3 years have gone by, you know, cycles. If you believe in all like numerology and all that stuff, I'm just now learning about all that. But basically, I was contemplating quitting again. I was like, I don't know if I really want to do real estate. I was ready to just start fresh and take this whole Fiyah life journey, put it on my back and figure it out. But something was telling me deep down inside that I need to keep trying. I need to keep trying. And I'm glad I did, because I appreciate real estate so much more. And now that I've gotten my why down, I have a clear understanding of the industry that I want to work in, which is why I mentioned earlier, guys, that I do have a day job. I have a career. I have a full-fledged business in real estate. I also have a real estate channel, Transaction Care. I'll put the link in that below. I like talking to you guys face to face. So if you're listening to this, hey, if you're watching me, what's up? But yeah, you guys, running a business is no joke. But I hope that these 7 steps alleviate some of that pressure, because Lord knows I was under a lot of pressure. I was lost. I was confused. I was disorganized. A lot of my angst and my troubles were rooted in my laziness, as well as my disorganization, and everything was just chaotic. And I think the easiest thing for me was just to run. I thought I needed a fresh start, which I did, and that was to legitimize my business. And now I feel more confident in my business. My business has, in fact, is doing very well at this moment in time. I've put in the time and work and effort to just remove any blocks that were in my way that I was causing, that were rooted in past trauma, past experiences, letting those things go, learning how to use the tools that I was given. I hired a coach as well, just to help bring that out of me, because at the end of the day, we're the ones doing the work. Having a coach just helps get it all out of me, and I love having a coach. That's just another pro tip, is if you need help and you're kind of stuck at that, what is my why? What business, what particular niche do I want to do? You know, consider hiring a coach. My coach is awesome. I would consider hiring a coach, or talking to someone maybe in your industry, someone that can give you some insight or feedback. Like, well, how did you do it? Can I, first of all, keep in mind, entrepreneurs, people starting businesses are very busy, and time is money. When you're in the business industry, time is literally money. Like, one of my business teachers taught me how to charge for my time. If my fee is $30 and it takes me, is $30 an hour, but it takes me 3 hours to prepare for something, okay, here's $30 for the 1 hour you and I are going to work together, but then here's the other $120 I'm going to add on top of that fee for the work I did behind the scenes to prepare for this 1 hour meeting. So there are ways to really monetize whatever it is you're trying to do out there, and to just value your time. And I hope these 7 steps help you. In my next episode, I will be talking to one of my closest friends, longtime friend, family at this point. I can't even use the word friend, you know, family. And she is starting her own business as well. Her name is Chanel T. Molina. All of her information will be in the description below. And her and I have had this great conversation about her journey with starting a business. She's a chef, a baker, very talented seamstress, and has a podcast called Dear 16-Year-Old Me. And we get into all of that next week. I'm pumped. This is one of the reasons I ramped up getting these fireside chats out, because I really wanted to showcase her episode. We filmed it a couple months back, so it's a long time coming, and I'm glad the moment is finally here. But I hope these 7 steps helped you. I hope you made it to the end of this video. Most importantly, if you are stuck, consider talking to an attorney, someone in that industry, an accountant, hire a coach. Ask me any questions that you may have. And I'll put a bunch of resources in the description below as well. Everything will also live on my website, fiyahlife.com. So if you are listening or watching, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you, or reading, because shout out to all my readers out there as well. That's what matters. So I hope this video finds you. I hope this content finds you well. Please share it with a friend. And before I sign out, I'm going to give you guys my Fiyah 5 songs that keep me motivated. I have a whole playlist, but I'm going to give you 5 songs that really get me going. Stay tuned for that. All right, you guys. What songs do you play to pump yourself up? So I have a whole playlist called Motivation with a $sign next to it, because I'm out here trying to get these bags, get these checks, stack these chips, all of it. And when I need that extra push, when I'm looking at my why, and sometimes, you know, I'm in my feelings and it doesn't feel like it's enough, I go to the music. I go straight to the music. So I'm gonna give you guys 5 songs out of this one playlist. I'm not gonna give you all my secrets, but 5 songs that get me pumped. All right, you ready? I'm gonna play a little snippet. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag me or any of these platforms, so check it out.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price.
All right, that's all you guys get. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with anyone you think that may need it. Like I said, these are the basics in terms of starting a business. Do your research. Do your own research. Don't just rely on this video. I promise you there are a lot more steps in between that you do not want to miss. Just keep in mind, it's gonna be okay. It's a lot of steps, but you'll get through it. Take your time, breathe, drink your water, pray, meditate, ask a lot of questions, do your research, read, watch videos. YouTube has so many resources. One book I highly suggest you read is called The War of Art. Let me get the full name. The War of Art, Break Through the Blocks and Win Your Inner Creative Battles. So honestly, it doesn't matter if you're creative or not. This book I feel like is relevant to any job, career, moment in time in your life where you are feeling stuck and you're being held back by your own personal resistances. And this book just gave me so much clarity. It's a really easy book to read. So this is the book. Can you see it? I talk about it a lot, and it's not even that big. It's a really easy read. You'll see some sections are just a few paragraphs, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I travel with this book. I just recently finished reading it for the first time in its entirety. I would pick different sections before and read them, but I never read it from beginning to end. And the moment I finished reading this book and chose to apply some of these practices into my life, that was when I feel like the floodgates just opened for my business, and things just felt clearer. And it felt like I'm ready. I am prepared for this moment. Like, I'm no longer in the minors. I'm in the majors, baby. I am in the major leagues. And that's how I feel at this moment in time. And I just want that feeling for all of you guys who are starting a business, considering doing it, part-time, full-time, side hustle, whatever the case may be. Let's talk, let's chat. I want to build this community to talk about money, businesses, careers, all that life stuff, all that adult stuff, you know? And for any of the young generation out there just getting started out in life, whew, do I have some stories for you guys. So if you haven't already, go check out my story about my car being repossessed. And there'll be more content, more stories. And if you have any suggestions as to what videos you want to see from me, drop them in the comments, email me. I check all my messages all the time. And I hear you guys. I see you all. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys. I hope these 7 steps, my Fiyah 5, and this book suggestion makes you guys millions. I'm telling you, millions, billions, trillions, LILLIANS. We got this, guys. We are future millionaires. Believe that. Believe it. Believe it. All right? I'll see you guys at the bank. Fearless individuality yields abundant healing. Life is a blessing. FiyahLife.com. Join my newsletter, the Fiyah Squad. And until the next video, life is a blessing, y'all. Peace.